So the game we're going to be playing is called Copperfell. So I want to actually ask the dev about this and find out everything they did, because apparently they were working on this for a couple of years and made a whole bunch of stuff with it. And I want to know the whole process for building it, everything that they're doing, right? I also don't know, can we do controller support? I don't know if it does. Bunch of different bodies. The most pale human imaginable. Vampiric, even. Green. There we go. Boop. So many hairstyles. I'm gonna be super bald. With the largest beard. There we go. Looks just like me, right? Yeah, there we go. So it's only got sidewalking for this. There's no up and down. Let's see here. Space. Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the land of Copperfell. You've landed near the small village of Breeze Rock. You look like someone yearning for adventure, so feel free to speak to the village folk. I'm sure they'll find you something to do. In the meantime, I can bring you up to speed with how to survive in these lands. Thanks for the welcome. Yes, I'd love to learn more. Great. First of all, you'll need some food. Lucky for you, we get plenty of fish swimming along this coast. You find several fishing spots along the coast to the northeast of here. You should be able to catch some sardines. Here, we have a fishing net. Return to me once you've caught at least 8 sardines. Alright, so we get a cotton fishing net. And we can start getting started. Let's see. Oh, so we can equip that. I wonder how I can look at my character equipment. Got magic. We've got that. Looking at all the inventory here. Accuracy, power, resilience, and mitigation for magic, ranged, and melee. So quite a lot of things across that. Oh, man. Oh, wait. That's gonna be a big map. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff in there. It looks like they have nodes for everything all across that. So if we go to this, we can space fish, but I'm wondering where my equipment is. There it is. So we have the cotton net right here. Yeah, kind of like Runescape-y. It feels very much so like RuneScape in terms of general sort of feel for basic mechanics. I'll turn this down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, but the map is enormous. So 4, 5, 6. But no, we got 7 now. And it looks like I'm gaining fishing skill here too. Yeah, very much so, kind of like RuneScape coded. Very much so. Have you ever played Stardew Valley? I have. This feels kind of like, at least so far, the reason why it feels like skills like that, it's like RuneScape, Stardew Valley kind of a feel. I'm interested to see like kind of where the gameplay goes. So you've got any fish yet? Yes, I have. Your next step is to cook these fish. You'll need a stove in order to do that. But first, let's quickly run you through your quest journal. If you open your quest tab, you'll see a list of quests that you may have already started, or you may have yet to start. The quest you're doing for me should be in there as well. If you click on any quests, you should be able to read a summary of what needs to be done and what you've already done so far. It can come in very handy in case you ever forget a small detail or two. Go ahead and try it right now. There we go, getting started. Grady asked me to find 8 raw fish, fish 8 raw sardines from the beach north of Breeze Rock using a fishing net. And we have a whole bunch of rewards of this. We get brass coins, so I guess that's the currency. Brewing experience, cooking, fishing, stamina, and health. So we're probably going to get brewing done throughout this. Having brewing as a thing is actually wild. Usually that falls under cooking in games. So the idea of doing that is pretty interesting to me. Where is brewing? Yeah, they have brewing as a separate one. I guess that's like alchemy, maybe? Very good. Back to the topic of cooking. So you will need to use a stove. Very convenient. That we're standing right by the village. Go use one of the villagers. I'm sure they won't mind. You're just going to enter a man's house and cook fish? Monsters. While you're at it, I could use a cup of tea if you don't mind. You'll need a kettle to make some. I recommend asking one of the townsfolk. I'm sure they'll be happy to guide you further. While you're exploring, I hope that you know you can travel, or you can run to travel faster, till you run out of energy, that is. You'll be able to run slightly faster along pathways. Cool. How does one run? It looks like there is a button there for that. It's control. We hit control for it. Oh, and I'm getting experience for doing that? So when my stamina is up, you can actually gain stamina experience for running. But if I don't have enough stamina, then I can't do it. That's really interesting. I'm just gonna steal. Oh wait, no, that's the bank. I was definitely not stealing from my own bank. We're cool. It's fine. I just wanted to steal. You know? Just wishlisted the game. Nice, dude. Yeah. Yeah, definitely wishlisted. If you wanna help a developer, wishlist a game. 100%. Yeah. 100% wishlist a game, because what it does is it teaches Steam what it should be doing. It should go and show off their game to other people. It's how you tell the algorithm to show their game. Yeah, Devin Chet. Cooked chicken. We need to cook our sardines. There we go. Hell yeah. Oh, it's cooking. We can eat it, select it, discard it, or dispose all of it. I'm gonna cook every one of these. And there's cooking all the way down here in the bottom left. Run, run, run. There we go. Buy the demo. The demo. You don't have to buy demos, you goblin. Sardines and fried curry is amazing. I'm interested to see kind of how far that crafting goes. Because, like, if you've got one of unknown cooking, like, how deep does this get? Back to the topic of cooking, you'll need to use a stove. Very convenient that we're standing right by the village. Okay, we already did this. Oh, I gotta give him tea. I forgot about that. Get the man his kettle. Greetings, newcomer, and welcome to Breeze Rock. Need any help? Yeah, I need a kettle, dude. I already caught the sardines. Yeah, we already got the sardines. I need the kettle. Hey, man. Hey, man, I need a kettle. Give me a kettle, dude. Would you like to browse my store? Yes. What's in your shop? That's not what I need. No, we don't need that. Oh, we could just steal the cotton? I have to wield a sickle to be able to get that. I need any help? I meant to catch some sardines. Catch the beaches north here. Don't forget your fishing net. So I've got my sardines. I've got them cooked. I've got everything cooked. Wait. That's the one. Maybe we need that. Yeah, there we go. Your inventory does not contain all the necessary items. We need to get tea somehow. Steal from shelves? The owner looks at you suspiciously, startling you. What? Maybe I'm just gonna... Don't worry about it, man. Damn it. I just want to steal. Welcome, traveler. Thirsty for a hot beverage? Yeah, what do we get? A teacup. I don't have any money. Too poor to make tea. Wait. So if we can't make tea, we have a kettle. We need something to make in it. I have the sardines. Let him cook? Dude, I can make him fish tea. He didn't say what kind of tea. Greetings, newcomer. Okay, he's still telling me to go catch more sardines. I have to wield an axe for this one. Let's go up here. I'm going to follow this arrow for now. Maybe it's going to make me fish again? Nope. Ah, here we go. Need to use a stove, very convenient. Because you're one of the villagers, I'm sure they won't mind. Cup of tea if you don't mind. Need a kettle to make some. You can run to travel faster. So there's nothing that says how to get the ingredients for the kettle. Other than the teacup. Maybe I could sell some stuff. Oh hey, you've discovered a new obelisk. You can now teleport to it using a teleport spell. You just leveled up your exploration skill to level 2. So we have a skill for exploration as well. Well, that's cool. So exploring environments in the world actually gives you exploration skill. Yeah, that's neat. It's a totally different skill. So I got 1,000 experience for that. I'm gonna go try to catch more sardines to see if there's like a reason they keep telling me, or I keep telling them I'm meant to catch sardines, because I already caught the sardines. So I'm gonna do that. Because I'm wondering if it's saying that because I've cooked the sardines already. So I'm gonna catch more sardines. Yeah. 1000 XP to level 2. Oh no, I'm almost level 3 on it too. Although it is 488 for that. For stamina. So stamina seems like it would take a very long amount of time. Oh, Dev says it may have bugged. Did it? Oh no, that's okay. I'm just gonna go around and investigate environments then. Hey, more fishing. Yeah, it's very much so that kind of an experience. I like that a lot though. It's like RuneScape experience, but solo. With like a really deep, rich endgame at that point. Because it seems like you have a lot of skills and a lot of stuff to go through it. Gonna grind 99 agility in this game as well? You know it. I'm wondering where on my screen I can see my stamina. Because I can only run for a little while, and then I run out. It's single player, actually, yeah. It's linked up in the pinned comment. We're going to be talking to the dev in about 45 minutes. While I kind of, like, figure out where it's going. Is it... Oh, okay, so I had 1 and now I have 0. So it's not like a bar that decreases. It's like a whole point that disappears. And then you can run for a certain amount of time, it seems. Yeah, and then it runs out like that. Alright, now let's talk to somebody. Still wants me to catch sardines. So you... Let's get something to drink. Can I buy that? I don't have coins. So I'm going to go try to sell sardines to buy coins. What? Stealing. Stealing. I stole nothing. Browse my store? Yeah, let's do it. I want to sell you some of my stuff. Oh, he wants specific items. That's interesting. So he doesn't want to buy just anything. They only buy specific stuff. Maybe it's this. Inventory does not contain all the necessary items. Just stealing all this man's stuff. Yeah, no, like a lot of them are like at least in shops in video games, they just buy everything. But this one looks like it's limited to specific items. Maybe it did bug. I don't know. Oh, Devin chat. Did this quest bug? Either way, I'm going to move on to go do other stuff, I think. But I'd like to know. Try tagging a Grady again? The first guy? I'll go back. Maybe because I have the fish in my inventory now instead of the cooked fish. That might be it. It did bug out, yes, sadly. That's okay. Don't ever worry about it, man. Like, your game hasn't launched yet. Bugs are gonna happen. You know? Yeah, here we go. Very convenient that we're standing right next to the village. Yeah, it's the same text as before. Oh, wait, no, it's a different text. He was talking about becoming more athletic, so it did change. It was probably because I had cooked the fish, because he told me to do it, and it didn't progress the quest. That's okay. Yeah, bugs happen. Don't worry about it. It's normal, you know? But now we have uncooked fish, and it progressed the quest, so we're good to go. I need to make a cup of tea for Grady. Could you help me with that, please? Oh, that man loves his tea. It's pretty simple to make a cup of. You just need some water and, of course, some tea buds. Alternatively, you can always just visit the coffee house just to the east of here. You can buy as much tea as you want, as long as you can pay. But it's always good to know how to make tea yourself. Getting water is simple. You can collect some from the village well, as long as you have a bucket. Here, you can have these buckets of mine. I'm also give you a glass cup, so you need to pour your finished tea in as well. Feel free to come back here once you have the water and give you further guidance. All right. Oh, wait. I walked away before I did anything. There we go. Nice. So I got clay buckets and a glass cup. Yeah. Live QA testing happens. Normal. We got our water buckets. We've got our glass cup. Looks like I got 4 water per bucket. Get some water from the well. Very good. The next ingredient you need to acquire is the main one, the actual tea. When you have 2 buckets of water and 2 tea buds, you'll just need to boil them in a kettle and wait for it to do the rest. And you're in luck because tea plants grow just outside the village here to the south. and get yours from there. Get a more accurate location, you should look at the map, the world map. All right. Let's do it. And if we go to the world map, it was showing all these different nodes. So foraging zone is where we're going. That's what it looks like. Yeah, we like bugs around here. That's true. Ah, tea plant. Yeah, I want to ask about like all the art assets and everything like this. Oh, it looks like we actually got... Oh, was that like farming? What is that? Yeah, farming. And a tea bud and another tea bud. I want to ask about all the assets and the music and everything like this. Like, I want to know, did they make it all themselves? Like, I'm super into this. All right, there we go. Tea obtained. It also looks like I got another thing here. Foraging. So foraging and farming. But I got a lot more foraging experience than I got farming. Because we were actually foraging like a wild plant. I think it's cool that there's two separate, like, XPs that you can get from that. Like, that's red. I dig that. Oh, wait, it's down here. I ran past it. There we go. Okay. Now we're filling it up. And now we extract from it. I like that it's every process of that. Like, it's every... You have to get 2 full buckets of water. You got to put 2 tea buds in it. You have to manually place them all in, and then you can actually make the cup of tea. Technically, there have been 3? What are you thinking about? Is the key skill thieving? Yeah, so there's stealth. The skills are melee, shooting, sorcery, defense, health, prayer, strength, stealth, wizardry, stamina, construction, exploration, mining, woodcutting, hunting, fishing, farming, and foraging, smithing, fletching, and tailoring, and cooking, brewing, and crafting. And building any of those out that's a lot of interactions. Yeah. Yeah, I think getting XP for every step is really nice. Finish your task yet? Yes. About that. I have everything right here. Got everything I asked for, including my tea. I'll be honest with you, though. I just had a cup of 15 minutes ago. I didn't think you'd actually make one for me, but don't fret. It's always good to have a cup of tea, or 2 with you in these lands. You probably want to travel quite a lot, and a sip of tea will regenerate a bit of your stamina. Very handy. Your cooked fish can also prove very useful. Eating will regenerate your health, so always make sure you have some food with you if you ever want to venture anywhere dangerous. Your maximum health and stamina might be low right now, but the more you level up, the higher they will get, and you can see your current status levels in the colored icons in your bottom right. I'm glad I could teach you the ropes. Now go and explore the rest of Copperfell. I'm always here if you ever need any help. Bam! I have 10 HP. That's actually a really nice starting quest. Like, you start with 1 health, you're clearly not going to be able to do combat. You do this basic quest, you have 10 HP now. You have a bunch more stamina. Gives you 7 stamina overall. Yeah, it gives you fishing, everything. That's a nice way to start the quest, where it's like, you're not forcing the player, but, dude, if you're gonna go out there and do everything solo without doing the starting quest, you're level 1 in everything. Like, that's a lot of pain, you know? Good day, what can I do for you? Grady sent me here, dude. You must be new here. This is the bank where you can safely store any of your valuables. We are on your travels. You can even withdraw them at any time. The Copperfell Bank operates as a global network. You'll meet more bankers in other villages where you'll be able to withdraw your items even if they were deposited at different locations. At different locations. Here, I'll let you deposit any of the items you're carrying right now. Alright. The buckets. I'm going to put the buckets away. And I'll probably put the tea away. And then keep the fish. I'm going to cook them all. I'll cook them fish. Alright, cool. Doop, 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 ba-doop, ba-doop. I'm gonna go cook things in this dude's house. I need to make sardines. You should be able to do a hitless run? I don't know, right? What does that even entail? There we go. So cooking is now at level 5. I wonder what this does on a per level basis, because it doesn't look like I've failed at all. Maybe it just unlocks new stuff. That's one of the things that I always found with old school RuneScape is, like, you just burn food all the time, you know? Yeah, no, I mean, in this, like, I don't know how combat works, so I don't know how you could do none. Like, no hit runs, you know? Cooking looks like it has an IEXP rate in this. It does. I mean, it's a single-player game, too. So the feeling's not going to be the same as grinding for 10,000 years, you know? Oh, look at that. Christmas stuff a lot, huh? A sheep. Nice. Require a hunting level of 8 to perform this action. Was I going to murder that sheep by looking at it? I want to steal. Hey man, I'm just gonna... Like, I'm the stuff inspector. I'm here to inspect all of your stuff. I'm just inspecting it. Don't worry about it, man. Alright? Yeah, it's a government job. I inspect stuff. Thankfully, you got nothing. You're full of nothing. Alright, we're gonna go in here. Yeah, I'm the director of stuff inspection. Here to inspect all of it. The stuff, that is. Welcome, friend. Would you be up for an amazing once-in-a-lifetime adventure? Yeah, let's do it. Very well. I'm running out of raw materials, so I really appreciate if you could get me some copper. From the mines to the east of here. I feel like you somewhat overhyped the amazingness of this adventure. Well, how so? Who doesn't love mining? It's one of the best things life has to offer. I would go mine the ore myself. It's just that I lost my pickaxe. Fair enough. However, I do not have a pickaxe either. Oh, that's not a problem. You can have my spare one. Here. You son of a bitch, I'm in. I'm in! Tell you what. I'll make it up to you. If you can do this, I can teach you a thing or two about smithing your own equipment. In fact, mine a couple of ores for yourself while you're at it. Let's make it 14 copper ores in total. You say so. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no, the inventory. Oh no. I'm gonna eat some sardines, dude. Slurping. Are they all gonna take up an inventory slot? I bet they are. Oh no. I need 14. I have to discard all these fish. Too much fish? Eat the fish? I already ate the fish. I have so much fish. Straight to jail for food waste? True. Yes. More mining. I know I don't need this much mining, but I want this much mining. There's something that I've always just liked about mining in video games. It's like a relaxing activity, you know? Oh, wait. Stuff inspector. I have to inspect all your stuff. It's important. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's part of the process. Thanks, man. Just gonna get endgame with mining? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I have the ores right here. Great work. I'll take these off you then. He takes most of your copper ores from you. Alright. So let's teach you the basics of smithing now. First of all, you'll want to smelt copper ores into refined ingots. You can use my furnace just outside. Come back to me after you've smelting 2 copper ingots. Alright, let's see. Is this a different skill? Okay, we have smithing as a skill now, too. So there's mining and smithing as 2 separates. I'm gonna go make more of this before I leave. I wish to get more. More ore. He stuff inspected you? I know, right? Sucks. 2D old school RuneScape? A lot of people were saying it feels like old school RuneScape. Like RuneScape 1, right? Which was like the old days. But I think you have to understand that even building something like RuneScape, like if you don't realize it, is a lot of work. It is not a small amount of work to build something like that. It is enormous. So the idea of building every single one of these items, setting up all the timings for them, doing all the sounds, everything, right? And it's very, it appears simplistic. But the systems behind this, just even to make the world and make it so that small things like this, like the roofs come off when you walk in, that's quite a lot of work to make sure that every building works that way and functions. It's a lot more than you would expect. And I think it's quite awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Very good. For the next step, you want to hammer those ingots into actual equipment. Since you're still a beginner, you won't be able to make much other than simple arrowheads. You'll need a hammer and an anvil. Sadly, I do not own an anvil yet, but the fellow who lives east, or lives just southeast of here has one. Great. I wish I had a nice anvil just like this. Please don't tell him I said that. Oh, just like his. Anyway, bring me 100 copper arrowheads. They're quite tiny, so you need 2 ingots for that. I don't think the chances you're carrying a hammer are high, though. So let me give you a useful tip. There's this shop a bit to the east of here. The owner stocks all kinds of tools. If you ever need a tool replaced, he's always guaranteed to have one available. Go buy a hammer from him. Find the shop right next to the kiln to the east. Because I'm feeling generous today, I'll even pay you for it. If you can keep the change, too. I love money! Sick. Alright. I'm going to turn all of these into ingots. First, and then we'll go. Do you know why I'm happy that it's single player? I play old school RuneScape quite a lot. I have 99 agility, I'm working on 99 strength right now, right? And I play it quite a bit. Do you know what is the worst thing about old school RuneScape? Playing on my phone and getting disconnected from server. Don't have to do that here. Same kind of an experience. None of the drawbacks. Yep. Might I interest you in any of our fine goods? Yes. I wish to buy it. Is that a bee? I want a bee. I need your hammer, sir. Thank you, sir. Bzz. I guess I'll let you be. You could be any other way. Oh, my God. Proud of you. Proud of you for the puns, man. Alright, let's go to this. We're gonna use the anvil. We need to throw more sardines on the ground. You wanted, what, 200 of those? I think he only wanted 100. Yeah, he wanted 100 of them. I'm gonna make gear. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Pistol barrel? Wait. We can make guns? Look, you had my interest, but now you have my attention, sir. I want to build guns. Okay, I just gotta build these. Give to me the skill. Soon? Yes? Nice. Vambrace. Yoink. Oh, did that actually change on my character? Hold up. Oh, that's great. If you do that for every piece of gear in the game, that's a lot of effort. Nice job. That's not a small deal. Yeah. That is not a small amount of work to do that. Find out what the poop emoji rock gives you? You mean this? What do you mean the poop emoji? I need foraging level 8. It's a clay mound. There's also tin for mining 12. Who made you this way? Goblin behavior. Getting all of this copper for now. I can only use copper right now. But eventually tin, and then I'm guessing we use tin and copper to make bronze. Would be my guess. Yeah, as far as I know, this is fully solo. I do want to talk to the dev. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions about it, and we'll go from there and see. Like, the idea of doing all of this solo is incredibly daunting. There's quite a lot here. A massive amount, actually. I'm interested to see everything. Like, I want to know about all the development process. I want to know about all of it, right? There we go. Wishlisted it? Yeah. The sound could use some pitch shifting. Fair. I can agree with that. There we go. So have you had the chance to use the hammer yet? Yes. Here are the arrowheads you asked for. Done. He gestures at you to keep them. You learn quickly. Tell you what, keep those arrowheads. We'll fletch them into functional arrows if you combine them with twigs from pine tree and feathers from a chicken. As a show of gratitude for your help, you can have this copper equipment as... I was gonna build it. My inventory is full. Oh no! I need 3 empty slots. Don't worry about it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Simon hands you some brand new copper equipment and continues teaching you some basic smithing techniques. Yeah! I was gonna make that stuff. Ready to equip your new weapons? You can go ahead and do that. Once you've equipped it, you can check out the equipment tab. See everything you need? Okay, so I found the equipment tab earlier. Equipment tab is the discard pouch in the bottom right. Any item you discard from your inventory will go back into that slot first. We can then retrieve it back or dispose of it for good. If you discard a second time, any item that was already in the discard pouch will also be disposed of permanently. Okay, so the last thing I discarded will go in there. All right. Cool. Yeah, there's the discard pouch. The last thing I discarded goes into the discard pouch. And then if I do one more, it goes away. Look at me. Hauling ass. Covered in gear. Wait, how good is this shield, actually? It's a copper shield. Can I make that one? I need a smithing of 11. What is my smithing at? Smithing of 7. Chat loves that number. I tried to talk to the chicken and it says you must be wielding a club to perform this action. What was I gonna do to that chicken, man? What was I gonna do? I just wanted to talk to it. That's messed up. Good to see you again, friend. I'll see you around. Okay, so I can't do anything with these helmets. But they're really easy to make, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go kill something. Why do you need a club? I mean, you gotta make sure, you know? You don't want him telling his chicken friends. No mistakes, right? Step forward. Do you seek strength? I wouldn't mind becoming stronger. First, let me see what I'm working with. Kill 2 rats in the caves. Bring me their remains in these urns. Copper weapon should be able to do the trick. Make sure to take some food with you, as the rats can pack quite a punch against untrained foes. No offense. Once you kill them, make sure to cleanse their remains and place them inside the urns. Feel free to loot them for any useful items first, or else you can press the switch action key to swap immediately to cleanse interaction. Speaking of which, you can change your key bindings or any other game options through the settings tab in your bottom right. Okay. Then hands you a pair of empty porcelain urns. Interesting. The idea of cleansing them and putting them in urns is really, really interesting to me. Switch action is tab. Okay. I need exploration 25 to use that. Interesting. Sup, nerd? I can cleanse the remains or loot the remains. I've decided to loot the remains, but now I'm gonna go loot them. Or I decided to cleanse the remains, really. Yeah, there we go. Loot them. Okay, so I'm getting prayer from doing this. And I'm getting a twig. I could do that twig into arrows, I think it said before. Oh, it regenerated. Wool. Rat wool. Who wants rat wool? Glorious rat wool, dude. Got some sand on this one. Sand? What can we do with that? We can discard it. We can carve a twig. Oh god, I'm dying. Dying to rats! I have to wield a knife to carve a twig. Alright. There's so many tools in this. Am I getting any type of combat experience? I am. I'm getting melee experience. There we go. And we can cleanse all of the remains of these as we go. You're having tibia rememberings? For me, it feels very much so like RuneScape. And on a single-player experience, that actually feels pretty damn amazing. The idea of recreating, creating your own unique version of RuneScape is kind of bonkers, to be honest with you. That's a massive amount of work. You've done what I asked? I have indeed. Here are your urns. You try to hand over your urns to Vin, but he promptly rejects them. Oh no, these are for you. Go speak to the monk in the chapel south of Breeze Rock. He'll show you how to make best use of them. For now, your next lesson will be to bring me fur recurved bow and a fur wands, so you can try out different combat styles. But one thing at a time. For now, just go have a chat with the monk. Alright, so magic is less esoteric in this. I like that. That was one of the things that was kind of weird in RuneScape is runes. Rune magic is very odd. So I'm interested to see what they've done with wands in this. We'll see how that feels. Nothing stacked other than arrows and such? Yeah, that makes sense. It's an inventory management style. Peace be with you, my friend. What brings you to this chapel? Vin asked me to fill up these urns with remains and told me to come talk to you. Ah, I can help you then. How familiar are you with the religious beliefs of these lands? I don't know much. I'm quite new here. Understandable. Let me give you a brief summary. The first thing you need to know is that there are 3 gods that preside over Copperfell. We here are strong followers of Pachu. He is the most peaceful god out of the 3, and we try to live our lives the way he intended. Keeping peace is always better than waging wars. But enough about our beliefs. Should you want to gain favor from the gods, whichever god you may support, you can make offerings at any altar like this one here. The bigger and stronger the enemy slain, the more favor the gods will grant for your offering. Oh. Collecting remains in urns and making offerings with them is the best way to gain the gods' favor. However, simply burying the remains will net you some favor, although much less. The more offerings you make, the more the gods will be able to protect you during combat. For now, the blessings won't last very long, but the more you level up, the more your prayer skill, the longer they will last. If you open your prayer tab, you'll see 3 sets of prayers you can use. Each god has his own prayers. Pachu's ones focus mostly on defending yourself against harm. The gods' blessings won't last forever, though. They'll stop protecting you once you've used up your favor, and you'll need to wait until you can pray for them again. Drinking brews in their name will regenerate your blessings and help you pray for longer periods of time. I can't wait to get drunk on prayer. I'm ready. I hope you're able to follow along. If you want me to repeat anything, just let me know. Anyway, feel free to make your offerings at this altar. May Pachu bless you. Cool. Oh, wow. So if we bring the urns back, it's 80 instead of 20. All right. Yeah, it's a heck of a lot. Oh, wait. There was a thing inside. Someone say heresy? Only a little bit. So Vin also asked to fletch some fur equipment. Would you be able to help with that? Oh, most definitely. I love woodworking. I help with restoring this chapel myself. What equipment do you need? A fur recurve bow and a fur wand. Alright, so first, I do not approve of weaponry unless for self-defense purposes. However, I love fletching too much to deny helping you. First and foremost, you need to bring me 2 fir logs. There are fir trees all over the place here. You can use my axe too if you don't have one. Alright. Cool. Do it. Inventory management feels really nice. It's funny because that was one of the things I didn't like in old school RuneScape, and I immediately used a mod to do it, was to be able to see the squares where items would go, and this just has it baseline. Like, there's little touches like that that are very nice by comparison. Throwing the sand away. Pocket sand. I got the logs. Monk Manny starts working on one of the fir logs with a knife and shapes it into a wand. Wand's good, thanks a lot. You're very welcome. As for the bow, why not learn how to do it yourself? Need to carve a log into an unstrung bow using a knife. Then you want to attach a piece of sinew yarn to it for the bowstring. Here, you can use my knife. You can have the sinew as well. Discard. There we go. Okay, we can put on the knife. We can turn this into a recurve bow. And then we can string the bow. The crafting in this feels really good. Like, it's very, I guess, methodical is the word that I would use. Very in-depth for that. Like, you have to get each component. That's nice. That's a lot of effort, too. It's a huge amount of effort. Have you made your bow yet? I have. Here it is. You proudly show your bow to the monk. That looks pretty good. I see a great craftsman. Or I see great craftsmanship. I'm glad you think so. I hope Vin will agree. I need to take these weapons to him now. Sure he will, especially the wand. Obviously. Thanks again for your help. I want the wand. It's my wand now. I have to take it over to the guy. Yeah, you don't need a 3x3 table. You don't need, like, a huge crafting station. There's a lot of stuff you can just make in your inventory, which feels nice. What's up? Have you spoken to the monk, then? I have. Now, for the fur weapons I mentioned earlier. Actually, Manny has already taught me how to fletch those. Even better. I get to talk to you even less. Wow. Wow. That's not nice. Talking is quite inefficient use of one's time. Don't take it personally. If you say so. It's super rude. Anyway, here are the weapons you asked for. You show Vin your recurve bow and wand. He nods in approval. You did good. Next, we'll need to get you some ammunition. You can actually use those weapons, so you can actually use those weapons. Let's start with some arrows for your bow. Luckily, for you, I have these spare ingredients lying around. You just need to carve the twigs into shafts, and you can attach the feathers and arrowheads to them. I want to make more arrows from scratch. You'll get twigs by pruning pine trees using shears. You can find pine trees up north. Oh, he hands me a bunch of items? Hold up. Oh, he just... Okay. Oh, it was all stuff that I already had. Alright. I need to... I'm just... Dump some helmets, dude. So many helmets. Okay. We're carving it. We're making arrow shafts. Pretty sure it's showing the copper helm in your dialogue portrait? Yeah, it is. That's the part that was crazy to me, is everything changed. Like, if we look at this... Look at that. That means it's the model on your character, it's the model in your portrait, it's the model, like, in your inventory. There's models for all of it. Yeah. It looks like it's pulling the character head dynamically, because it's pulling his as well. My guess is that's pulled dynamically, which is great. That's a really good touch. Yeah, it's a really neat attention to detail. 100%. Really well done. Alright, now we do this, plus that. And we get a headless arrow. Holy shit, dude. So, to make arrows, you literally get a twig, turn it into arrow shafts, get feathers, turn that into a headless arrow, and then attach your arrowhead to it. That's a lot of steps, and every one of these steps gives you XP. That's fantastic, dude. Like... But it's like that for every piece of crafting. Every single one of these is that crafting. That's the same as RuneScape. I haven't done fletching in RuneScape yet. I just think it's fascinating. It's the same as it. For me, crafting other stuff in RuneScape was kind of a slog, you know? So the idea of doing that quickly feels nice. Am I toe-maxing? No. Slapping crabs. Have you fletched your arrows? Yes. I have them right here. You're almost set then. Range weapons can come in very handy as they enable you to hit your enemies from afar. You can even trap some of them behind obstacles, so you can kill them while staying unarmed. As for your wand, you'll need to cast combat hexes with it. Each hex requires a specific amount of magic crystals to be consumed. I'll give you a few of those to start with. So instead of having individual runes, you have crystals? Okay, they do have elements tied to them as well. I think the real question for me then is, what charge crystal, life crystal, air crystal, so they're different elements. What is the thing that RuneScape was a drawback that made you want to make your own game? I think is the biggest thing for me right now. You should also take a look at the attributes panel, show you all the stat bonuses you currently have due to your equipped items. Let's look at the attributes panel, and we'll equip that. Yeah, because this is very similar. Where are the attributes panel for my character? Oh, there we go. It's on this side. Okay, there we go. We can see the stats for that. And if I grab this, I turn this on, we will have +2 magic power. Let's go into the dungeon and see what it feels like. As I fail magic. Wait, there we go. Oh, that actually slaps. I wonder how we create crystals. That's the other thing that I'm wondering, is how do you make that, right? Because in RuneScape itself, it's kind of a slog. You know? As making runes is just, like, probably the worst experience imaginable. So I'm interested to see what their take was on this. So I'll be asking about that, I think. Didn't Wright get attacked in one of the games? Which games? Which Wright? Blat. Slowly but surely dying. The rats are killing me, chat. Please. Please. Why is the magic resistance so high on this rat? There we go. My magic skill is too low. Alright, I'm gonna swap back to melee because I don't want to use up all my crystals, which I don't have very many of these right now. And then I'm gonna head out. Fish. Yeah, I've got the fish. I do. Kill 4 bats and bring me their wings. Wizardry is more about interacting with and altering the world around you. It can help you with more laborious tasks. Feel free to check out the spells in your Wizardry tab before you go. To give you some extra food, you'll probably need it. Hope you like mutton. Alright. Nice. Chomp. I mean, fish are giving me +3 HP. So we've got teleports, we've got resurrect monster, fertilize crops, replenish rocks, and replenish fisheries, and replenish trees. So you can actually use magic to replenish, like, nodes, which is really interesting. Yeah, you loot and then you can cleanse right afterwards. So I can loot on the first one, and then I can cleanse. A tomato? The hell do I do with that? Nice. Rare drop, dude. The rare tomato drop. Hey, this bat is kicking my ass. It's like a rat with wings and like way scarier. Yeah, but I didn't suck out the delicious tomato broth, dude. We need it. I'm gonna dispose of all of this sand. I thought that was like a bat liver. Because it's kind of liver shaped, but it's clay. When life gives you tomatoes, you make it ketchup. Delicious. Use the bow? I will. I will swap the bow. Okay. So certain weapons are better against certain monsters, basically. Deleted. Yeah, it's got a lot of mechanical depth. It does. And it's not grid-based like RuneScape would be. So, because of that, you can kind of do pixel-perfect movement, which is very interesting. Forging level of 5 for that. What is that? What is that? What is this? I have to be wielding a chisel for this. Okay. I don't know what that is. There's some kind of a rift there that takes you to some crystals you can chisel. But I don't have a chisel, so... Alright, we're gonna get out of here. But first, I'm gonna bury this. Alright, I'm gonna bring the dev on in just a moment. Let me turn this in first. Alright, from now on there will be no more tutorials to guide where to go next. It's up to you to explore these lands and do whatever it is you want to do. Keep on improving your combat prowess, and one day you may be able to challenge me in battle. Oh, sick! There's a lot of questing in this. Yeah, I mean, it's already on there. I've already added it. Boop. Cool. Nice. My melee skill and everything else went up. A ton of skills just went up. That's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit, and then I'm gonna get on call. We're gonna talk about the video game. Put your guys' questions in chat, actually, for this. Because I've got a bunch of questions. I want to ask a whole bunch of stuff of, like, reasoning behind making the game and, like, ideas for all that stuff, but I want to see your guys' questions, too.
Hello there.
Hey! So,
Yo.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, and for everybody in chat, this is the developer of the video game. If you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about what you're making.
Grande. Some of you may know me from making memes on YouTube, but since
maybe a few memes on YouTube, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Since a few years ago, I've been learning and practicing programming, mainly in video game development. I now work for another video game called Holdfast, and in the meantime, I'm also working on this game, Copperfell.
That's awesome. Did you make everything in this yourself? Is this a fully solo project?
Yes, Basically everything except the sound effect. So obviously I didn't go and walk on grass to make the grass footstep sounds, for example.
I was gonna say, like,
But
as I'm walking
everything
around,
else, yes, is me.
it blew me away because as I was walking, I was like, "You changed footsteps for every material I'm walking on." Like, it's
Yes,
like,
there's like dirt and stone and grass
uh,
and a few others.
yeah, no, it's pretty impressive to hear like the differences in sounds between that because that's not a small amount of work, and it's also not a small amount of work to test all of that to be like, okay, every material is working correctly, right? You know, that's really good. That's actually really awesome. What made you want to make this game? Because a lot of people were drawing connections to, and I was drawing connections to RuneScape because a lot of the effects are very there's things that feel very RuneScape coded. So what were your main inspirations for building this?
Yes, like you said, and like the people in chat said, the RuneScape is the one of the biggest inspirations for this game. To be honest, at first I just wanted to make a game because, like I said, I started learning game development a few years ago, and I wanted to make something. Originally, I didn't even intend to have this be at the stage to even release it or anything. I just wanted to start working on a game. And because of that, it ended up being a game that is very inspired by RuneScape with some changes that I wanted. And that's where it is now, basically. Because I've been playing RuneScape since over a decade ago, so it is. I still play it to this day, the old school version.
That would do it.
And
Yeah.
yep, Sailing just came out, so I've been playing it even more recently.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just got into RuneScape recently, and I ground all the way to 99 agility as my first one. And the community was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "It's my first character. I do what I want."
Basically, same reaction from my end.
It's super fun. But like, I'm actually kind of amazed. Like, so you just wanted to make something, and you decided, I'm just going to keep adding to this. I'm going to keep making the thing that I really want to make, and you were just adding in systems that are from your favorite game, right? And you built it up into this gigantic, huge thing. But you said that you wanted to make things RuneScape with some changes. What are those types of changes that you made in this that you would have, I guess you would prefer to have RuneScape have those kind of a thing? What did you change?
Yes, I think one of the biggest things I don't like as much in RuneScape is the skills, especially gathering skills like mining, smithing, these kinds of skills. They're not very useful because as you level up, the materials you gain with those levels, like for example in RuneScape at level 50-ish mining and smithing, or even at level 80 smithing and mining, you can get adamant and rune, which are kind of very useless at that point because at similar combat levels you're getting much better equipment from mainly boss drops or other mob drops. And that's one of the things, like in Copperfell, you will need the high mining and the high smithing to get the best equipment. So mob drops will still give you good items that you can attach to, for example, a metal weapon, but you still have to actually craft the metal weapon yourself.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. So you get a component off of a boss rather than the whole item. I really like that, actually. Like, that ends up being a lot more fun, Like, because you're right, it does make professions matter. I really like that change. Yeah, 100%. I also noticed you didn't go with a grid-style kind of movement system. It's like fully open pixel movement for all of that. And it feels really smooth and fluid for that reason.
Yes, I didn't. At first, I just made a movement system that is simple. So, like you said, no grid. I didn't really see a reason to have it be grid based. So, I think it works without it being a grid.
I agree. I think it feels quite nice. With that in mind, how long have you been working on this?
I think a bit over 3 years at this point.
Really? And it's just
Mostly in
been
my spare time.
It's
But
kind of a passion
yeah,
thing.
it's like every day basically. I work on it every day.
So every day you get back from work and you start working on your passion thing on the side, and it's turned to this big massive game. Has have you been mostly the one who plays this as well? Or do you have like a group of testers or a group of friends that play this to kind of play test it with you?
Yeah, so the demo was released a couple of months ago. So since then, yes, a bunch of my friends, even family, a girlfriend, have been playing it, and even some friends from like YouTube back in the day, some friends from the meme YouTube sphere, and then obviously players that just played it, that I do not know, that either found it through Steam or through my Grande channel, so and so have played it and reported bugs or gave feedback as well. But most of the testing is me while I'm coding. Like this is made on Unity, so as I'm coding, I add something, I immediately play tested. So it's definitely mostly has been by myself.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like that's a monumental amount of work, like an absolutely enormous amount of work. And doing that over 3 years to build all that is quite a lot. And I think it's funny because a lot of people may not understand how much effort goes into something like that, like having to make it so every single one of these interactions works, feels fluid, gives you the experience that it requires, and feels balanced. I'm interested with like you doing most of the testing on it. How do you approach balancing the different actions throughout the game?
Mostly by testing and seeing
It's kind of like
what.
vibes.
Basically, that's it. Vibe testing.
Yeah, vibe testing is
Vibe
like, does that
balancing.
feel right? Like,
Yeah, I've even had, again, the other people that tested, even colleagues from work have tested and gave their feedback as well. And as more time passes, even now after the demo has released and I'm still working on the final release, I still sometimes say, that should probably be changed, this should give more or less XP, so and so.
it makes sense. Balance is a never-ending battle. It never goes away.
Yeah.
So tell me about this exploration system, because this I haven't seen before, and I think it's quite interesting, is being able to find these totems or anything like this, and I don't know what else gives exploration experience. What is that skill about?
Yeah, so in the demo, exploration is almost useless, and in fact that's why I haven't seen it much. I just wanted to put all skills in the demo so they are available and you get XP in them, but a few of them will mainly be, most of their content will be in the full release, so exploration is like that. The totems or obelisks that you found, basically once you find them, you can teleport to them if you have the necessary wizardry and exploration levels. So that's what they're mainly for. You can teleport to them via wizardry spells. But exploration will have other content associated with it. For example, there will be certain dungeons that you can only access with exploration.
Really?
There will be eventually the idea even certain areas that you can only access with certain exploration levels. And then there would be like a order system, I guess similar to Slayer tasks from RuneScape, but not just combat, even skill-based, or even some delivery system to basically give a bit more varied way to train skills, and they would also give exploration XP as well.
So with all of that in mind, with such a kind of like a deep game to it, I'm interested in understanding why you made this into a single-player experience, considering how much time it takes to get each one of these skills up. Did you ever think about doing multiplayer, or did you just always want it to be a single-player experience?
Yeah, so like I said, when I started, I just wanted to make a game. So the start, it was definitely single player in mind. Multiplayer has been brought up quite a lot by people, but I think a possibility would be a co-op. I think co-op would be cool.
Like you
But
host
the
a
actual
server kind of a
multiplayer,
thing.
yeah, but an actual multiplayer server like RuneScape, I kind of don't want to, because that changes everything. Like for example, on RuneScape, I play Iron Man mode, which is the proper inspiration for this game. It's like a single player RuneScape.
My first
So you
character
have to
has been a
get the
group Iron
items
Man.
yourself.
I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
And you have to get the items yourself. You can just buy stuff, do the thing that makes you most money, and then buy everything else. You have to actually level up the skills and get the items yourself. So I do not see it being an online multiplayer, but co-op multiplayer would be cool.
That would be cool. I think that's actually really interesting. Is when you say co-op multiplayer, do you mean like, oh wait, we've got ads. Hold up. With that in mind, so we were talking about a little bit about multiplayer, and you said local co-op. Is that something that you'd want, like, one person to host a world, or like set up a server like Minecraft style, and then people can join onto it? What is your kind of ideas for that?
Probably one person hosting would be the simplest to make. If I had to guess, I've never had to actually make something like this from scratch myself, so I don't even know. It's uncharted territory, but that seems the simplest approach to me for now.
No, that's cool. I think it's great, because like the idea of being able to pop in maybe an 8-man team with my friends and go and explore the world and kind of delegate out tasks, and we all do different stuff and build things sounds really cool in this. You know, it seems like really fun. It does. How about like endgame activities? What are the types of things that we could challenge together, whether alone or with friends in the future?
So for now, there will be like boss mobs, so they would be higher level mobs that have certain special attacks that you have to, like, that are different than just the basic attacks. For example, AoE effects that you have to avoid, spawning other minion mobs that you have to take care of, spawning certain like objects that buff the boss that you have to kill to remove these buffs. Mm-hmm. And eventually I also hope to have, for example, dungeons instead of just a boss monster, a dungeon that has multiple levels to it, and each level would be more difficult than the one before. And even hopefully randomly generated dungeons. In a way, there would be a set of rooms that can be generated in randomized fashion, so that each run would be different than the other.
That sounds really cool. The idea of randomly generated dungeons is very, very interesting. That's like super compelling to me. Oh, you have tanning over here too.
Yep, that's for tailoring, for shooting equipment.
And a scrap press? I saw that you have like gun barrels. Can you talk a little bit about that? Is there like a full ammunition weapon system? Like, how does this work?
Yes, so shooting has mainly two types of weapons: the more archery-based weapons like bow and arrows, and more the guns, which are pistols, muskets, and the blunderbuss. There is different ammo for them, and yes, you can craft them. In the demo, you cannot craft the actual ammo yet, but you can buy it. But in the full game, you'll be able to craft it as well. And yes, it's a way to... You can also use them for shooting. Certain mobs will be weak, for example, to the gun-based weapons, while other mobs could be weak to the archery-type weapons.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, the different types of defenses definitely would matter towards that endgame. I think that's really cool. You can build like cohesive teams out of it too. In terms of the combat system, what do these skills do when they level up? Do they increase your damage, chance to hit? Is that all kind of rolled into one? What's on the back end of each one of them for combat skills?
Yes, so for example, if we look at the melee skill, it will increase both your chance to hit and your maximum hit, as in which increases your average damage. So in the attributes panel, you can see that weapons have both an accuracy and a power stat. The accuracy increases your chance to hit, while the power increases your maximum hit, and so also your average damage per hit.
And the difference between resilience and mitigation in this case?
Yeah, so that's a similar way, except the defense. So resilience increases your chance to block a hit from happening at all, while mitigation reduces the damage that you receive.
Okay, that's fantastic. No, I like that. I like that there's like a bunch of different varied stats for this kind of stuff. I also saw weapon type sharp for this. Are there like blunt weapon type and sharp weapon type? What are all the different weapon types that you have for that?
Yes, so melee has blunt and sharp, and certain mobs will be, for example, resistant or weak to sharp, while other mobs will be resistant to blunt weapons, for example. Shooting have the other two types that are mentioned. They're called piercing, and I actually forgot what the other is called, but it's the gun-based weapons, a ballistic, I believe.
Someone in
And
chat
then
just said, oh, sorry.
sorcery has four elements, which again has certain mobs might be weak to a certain element, other mobs might be weak to a different element, and so on.
Is there a way that I can tell what an enemy is weak to, or do I just have to figure it out?
Yes, for now, if you go next to a mob and press tab, it should show you an analyze option, which should tell you what they are weak to. It's not the best method right now, because while that's happening, the mob will still attack you,
Oh,
but
but it works. Yeah.
it works, it does work.
Someone said panic makes the rune light for this. You're funny. Yeah, actually, speaking of that, what are your thoughts on the modding community? How would you feel about the game being modded?
That's, I think it's really, really good. Like what people create, sometimes they make almost a new game or a new genre for that starts from a mod, so I think it's a very good thing. It would be, I would love if people mod Copperfell. I am also part of there's a plan that might or might not happen, but there will be a command system, so you can enable commands and you can alter a lot of things. But what I want to do, hopefully, is you'd be able to spawn objects and structures and all sorts of things, and
So
just that
effectively, give
could
them like a
make
map
people
editor.
make, technically they would be able to even make maps
Yeah,
without even having to actually mod the game, which I think would be very cool.
that
But
is
we'll
cool.
see how that goes.
I actually think that's pretty awesome. I was going to say, because like the modding, I was going to ask if you wanted to do something like a map editor too, because it seems like you have things pretty well defined, and if somebody could make their own maps out of that, that's awesome. That's a really cool
Map
feature.
editor would be very cool. It would be an even bigger task, but it would be very cool. We'll see, I guess.
Along those lines, would you be interested in hooking up through like Steam Workshop to get all that done, or is that more of something you'd want to build something in house that you could be portable onto other platforms?
I would have to see, because I don't have any real
No
experience
worries.
with this, so I don't even know what the pros and cons. But Steam Workshop is cool. It would be, I think, something good to look into.
Not a worry at all. Yeah, I was wondering if it was on your radar, because I could see, honestly, people being really interested in doing this and then like modifying it to their own means or adding extra stuff or using it as a baseline for interesting stuff. Kind of the same way that people use Minecraft. You've basically created an environment here of a game that is like RuneScape, but has a lot of possibility for personal expression, being able to build things on it. So if you go the modding route, I think that's awesome. I think it'd be really, really cool for people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did you draw all of this art, by the way?
Yes, every single thing I drew myself, which I think it could be better, but it's kind of cool that I actually managed to make it myself as well.
I don't think you should ever feel negatively about that. The amount of work that you had to put into this to make this work is immense. Like, it's like absolutely enormous to be like, oh yeah, I made every single asset in this entire video game, all the animations. That's phenomenal, dude. Like, that's really, really cool.
Thank you, like, I really appreciate that, and yeah, it was definitely a lot of work. It was very fun though as well. Like I learned and I enjoyed the process as it went as well.
I'm glad. I mean, because like that's not easy to do, and I know that's not easy to do. So yeah, it's really inspiring, really awesome to see. Looking at all the
Like you
mining
said,
options.
even having the actual equipment sprite show up on the player actually just took a lot of work as well, especially because I needed to do for every frame, for every animation, I needed to do every piece of equipment, the sprite for that. In fact, I ended up using a shader approach, so that instead of, for example, for the helmet, instead of having a texture for the copper helmet, one for the bronze helmet, so and so forth. There's one single texture for the helmet, and
Uh-huh.
then the colors are changed via shader based on whether it's a copper or bronze or iron, etc.
I love that you can wear a dagger in your offhand to increase your melee power. That's great. Like right off the bat, too.
Yeah, that's meant to be an offhand as a choice, whether you want defense in the offhand or more offense stat.
And this weapon type is blunt for this, so I can have a main hand sword, or a main hand mace, and then an offhand dagger for that.
Yes, the dagger doesn't affect the weapon type, it just gives you a bit of a offensive bonus.
I love that, though. Feels good. Like, legitimately does. I think it's quite cool to be able to do that. I think it was one of the things that I feel, at least personally, is missing from a lot of like early game, RuneScape, is being able to do like offhands and all kinds of stuff. You feel kind of locked in for weapons, so this is interesting to see it more dynamic and in kind of that direction. I think you've diverted from the path in a way that makes it more compelling to me.
That's nice, yeah. RuneScape does have defenders, but they're
late.
unlocked later
Yeah,
on, yeah.
They feel really late game, so you don't get introduced to that kind of gameplay until much, much further down the road. And I like the idea of just check your, like, I don't know, level 9 smithing is what I think I got for that. Like, pretty early on. Yeah, this feels really good.
I like how you've been grinding, mining, and smithing from the get-go.
Yeah, because I want to get weapons. They're like right there, man. The loop is ready, Yeah, no, I'm really interested. What is your grand plan for this? I mean, it started from just a personal project. You're making something quite big now. You want to release it next year, I believe, is what it said on the Steam page. Yeah, coming soon.
Originally I wanted to release it this year, but then you realize that things take much longer than you think. But next year it should be released, yes. The plan is the map should be much bigger than this, like probably at least 4 times bigger than the map that is in the demo. There will be many more villages, a city even, a city that is much bigger than the typical villages, and the skills that are not used much in the demo, they will have much more content. There will be many more tiers of everything. So for example, in the demo there's just copper and bronze, I believe, for the metals, for example. There will be more tiers of both metals, textiles, leather, all that stuff. There will be many more quests, definitely. And more game mechanics, like I said, the order system from before.
I think that's great. I think you've got a really cool vision for this, and like I'm also really interested in like what's your long-term goal for this. You talked about maybe doing multiplayer, maybe doing different types of things with this. Is this something you'd want to work on for a great deal of time? You just plan on doing it indefinitely until you don't want to work on it anymore? Like, what are you thinking on this?
Yeah, even I still don't know the answer to the question exactly, and I want to work on it for a long time, and probably that will happen. It also obviously depends on how it is perceived, and like for example, if it doesn't have much of a player base, I don't see myself continuing to work for years on it, because it doesn't make sense to work on something that people aren't playing. But if it does have still an active player base, then yes, the likelihood is I will keep on working on it for as long as that stays true.
That makes sense completely. I think it's a really honest answer. I think that's great, dude. Do you have a Discord for this? Like a community built around it?
Yes, I have a small Copperfell Discord that I launched very recently with the demo. So it's actually a very good place for feedback. I got a lot of feedback and even bug reports
Good.
in that place. So yeah, it is actually very useful and good for development.
I think what you're building is really interesting, and I think that the amount of work involved in building something like this is absolutely monumental. It is a huge amount of man hours to build something this deep. Even if you have other games to pull on as inspiration, is a massive amount of effort to do that. And I think that's quite cool. You've done something really interesting. It's very exciting, dude. Doing cool stuff.
That's like really, really nice to hear. Like, I appreciate it a lot. And it's nice that I saw you just even having fun with it and the chat as well.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I wanted to do is because like it's really hard to ask questions unless I've experienced it, right? And like I see a lot of these like game show showcases, and a lot of them just you don't get a lot of time with the game. It's mostly this. Here's an ad, right? It's like no, I want to go play it. I want to see what it's like first, you know. And so we play it first, and then talk to you afterwards. And I am legitimately having fun with it. I think it feels really nice once you kind of get your bearings on it. And that first quest was completed. I do feel like the quests themselves give you a really nice boost in the beginning, which gets past a lot of that, oh god, I can't do anything, but it's like, no, I can actually do stuff. You know, I can immediately jump in and start mining and building new gear, and I made those bracers on my character and everything like this. Yeah, it's got an animated shadow as well, yeah. Did you just do that?
Yeah, actually the shadows were probably a month-long project, because it's not as easy as it looks to get those shadows like that for a 2D game.
Nope.
And I had to make my own shader using shader graph. I had to learn how to use shader graph for it on Unity, and there were a lot of edge cases. For example, if you walk next to a cliff edge, the shadow does not clip through the cliff, like it gets blocked by the cliff. And just to do that, it probably took a few weeks just to get that to happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's also like layering too, so if your shadow touches another shadow, you need those not to be stacking on top of each other.
A second camera for that with a render texture and all sorts of things, yes.
Yeah, it's like people don't realize that the tiny details like that are a massive amount of effort. Like it's huge. And you've done a really good job.
The shadows took more time than I thought they would, but they ended up, I like them, so I guess they ended up, it was good in the end.
The way that I feel about it always with lighting is if people don't notice it, that means it's good. And it took them this long, an hour and a half, before someone went, hey, those shadows look cool. It's because they blended in because they looked right. Nobody knows.
Even just getting them to be pixelated was not easy as well, because the sprite mesh, the way it works, it's easy for a bit of the pixel to be clipped out. So I had to make sure that that never happens, and it's always exact pixel perfect.
It's a lot of effort. It's a massive amount of effort. Is there zooming in and out? I can't see what.
Yes, actually, if you press C, I believe.
Oh, nice. And it looks like you're just doing 1-to-1 on that, so it goes from like...
Yes, because I wanted to stay pixel perfect, so it's exactly twice the zoom.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things with like pixel art games is if you don't do that, it gets like pixel tearing. If you guys have never seen that, everything shifts and it looks horrific.
Yeah, I couldn't have that. I have it to be perfect. The pixel grid has to be perfect.
Yeah, I super agree with that. Yeah, you've put in a lot of work on this, man. Like, this is actually quite cool. So when you've got the demo out, when do you think you're going to launch? You said just sometime in 2026. You just don't know when.
Yeah, I think it's best to just say sometime in 2026. I hope that it's sometime early in 2026, but that's a hope.
Where do you think the biggest piece of work you have to do right now is for that to get from here to launch?
Probably not much on the programming side. It's more on the world building side. So the quests, definitely I want a significant amount of more quests than are available right now. So there will be a lot of work there. Most of the mobs are already done, even including the textures and sprites. So that's at least good. Most of the programming that for new content is done, and not all of it, there's still some to be done there. So mostly it will be the world building. Most of the villages and cities are actually done as well, the buildings as in. So I think the quests, NPCs, and these things will take the most time now.
So it's mostly content generation at that point. It's all individual content.
Yes, exactly.
That's quite a lot. Yeah, because you have to, not only that, you have to write all the dialogue for everything there. You have to make sure that everything functions. There's
Yes.
a lot of testing.
I kind of built my own dialogue system as well to work with just text files, and it gets parsed into dialogue on game initialization.
Hey, good. That's, yeah, you've created the strings table. Fantastic. It's, speaking of that, since you've got it in that table format for that, have you thought about localization at all? Because that's, it's usually the most difficult thing when it comes to anything for like quest writing, is you've probably got a lot of dialogue in this game already and you're planning on a lot more. So what are your plans for localization?
None. Not yet. that's
Dude,
too
fair.
much of a
None.
big beast, I think, to
None, it's
handle right
horrifying.
now.
That's
Maybe
very
one
funny.
day, but not for now.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, dude, that's a fair answer. Localization's a scary beast, man. Yeah, none. Easy,
It is.
exactly.
I know, because in my work with Holdfast, we do have other languages, and for every new line or every new word you have to add, it has to be localized, and it's not very nice.
Yeah, a huge amount of effort to do it. So, no, it makes sense. So that's completely fair. Well, if you had any piece of advice for a newer dev that's just starting now, what would it be? Someone who's just starting out, just trying things, or maybe is afraid to try things.
To be fair, even when asked this question, even for YouTube, I think the answer is the same. In my opinion, you should do what you want to do because it's fun for you. So do not do things to try and be successful and to make money from it. Because if you don't, and I think with art, the more common result is that you won't really make a lot of money from your projects. You're not gonna have a good time, right? So if instead you do your work on projects that you want to do and you enjoy doing, even if it's not successful, you still had fun, you still learned, you still improved, so it's still a good outcome, right? And you're probably gonna be happy either way. So that's probably my best advice.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I super agree with that. Really, really do. Just make the things that you want to make. Don't worry about
Yeah, and that's
quick.
what this game was basically for me. It's the game I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. I mean, like, I find a lot of times there are people that come to me and they're like, how do I make money making indie games? I was like, don't.
Yeah, basically.
Just go make a video game. They're like, but I want to do it as a full-time job. You don't know that yet. Go make one. You have no idea what that entails yet. It's just play with it. Make something fun. Make something you enjoy for yourself, and maybe you get to share it with others later. You never know. My God, I can finally make pants.
Finally.
That means I can win Rust. That's how it works. Oh, the pants. What are the stats on that? Sick. I've become so tanky. The god of tanks. My resilience is so high.
Can finally kill bats without them causing much damage.
I don't know if I'd go that far. The bats are terrifying. They scare me. I don't know about it. Oh, actually, how much XP did that give? Because it's 42 per bar there. It's 102. Okay, daggers are still best. Slowly optimizing my way through it. The general RuneScaper.
99 smithing soon.
Yeah, on it. Actually, what are the max skill levels on these? Is it 99?
It's actually 100, which
Boss.
is funny because
That's how it should be.
That's what I want to it, because it's a nicer number. It's like more satisfying in my opinion.
I think
even though the 99 is so iconic.
Yeah, I think the level 100 is objectively correct, to be honest with you. I think it's definitely not subjective at all. No. Oh, you're right though. That the whole number just feels nice. Oh, this is cool though. It seems like I'm actually interested. Have you run tests on how long it takes at optimal go to go from 0 to 100 in your game without doing quests? If I just wanted to grind it out, say just mining and smithing, how long would that take? Do you believe?
I actually do not know. I haven't done like proper tests for that stuff, but
Terrifying.
I know that the XP is around 3 million, so
Oh,
at level 100, I wanted the curve to be less steep than on RuneScape, because you know how on RuneScape the difference in XP between each level goes up
dramatically.
very exponentially.
Yeah.
So while on Copperfell that still goes up as you level up, but to a much less degree.
Nice. I mean, it makes sense, and I think the reason I wanted to know that is because it is a single-player game, and I don't know if you would just do that all the time, like for 400 hours on one activity.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
single player.
The
Maybe you would.
idea is maybe 10 hours, a bit more than that, to max the skill. The idea is instead of the
Nice.
tens or hundreds of hours that it would take on RuneScape.
With that being said, are you planning on only keeping it on Steam, or do you want to move this to other platforms as well, like mobile and, maybe Switch, things like that?
I think this also depends on the success of the game, because definitely for now just on Steam. If there's demand, definitely would explore mobile, other platforms, even consoles, anything.
Nice. Since you are hopefully releasing next year, and you have an idea where you want the game to be very accessible, want a lot of people to play it and get a big player base, what are you thinking in terms of pricing? If you are thinking of that. If you're not, that's totally fair.
I'm still unsure. I want it to be relatively cheap, because for me it would be better if it has just more players that can afford it and more players that can actually get to play it. So I'm still undecided on pricing yet, but it should be. In my mind, I wanted to make it relatively cheap, like below the $10 mark, for example.
Really? That's a lot cheaper than I expected, actually. That's fantastic.
Really?
That would make it very accessible, yeah.
That's
'Cause
what I think right now.
I was even thinking like 10 to 15. So if you're making below the $10 mark, I think you're going to make it incredibly accessible for people. And I think that would feel like a steal. Feel like a really good deal for that. Yeah. Yeah. Someone in chat says, oh, damn, I thought 15. I'd pay 20 for this. Yeah. 15 to 20.
That's a good to
That's a
hear,
really compelling
actually.
price. Yeah. Because I think if you made it $10, I think that'd be a very compelling price for people. Because it's also like, one of the things that I think about when I think of RuneScape is I think, well, I could play the game, but I'm not really playing it unless I have a subscription. If I want to have a similar kind of experience with local co-op, maybe with my friends, $10 one time ever that's easy. Yeah, it's an easy choice for me.
Yeah,
$9.99.
we'll have to think about it even more. Yeah, $9.99.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that's cool though. And I think you're making something really cool, and I think that yeah, I would pay that, at least personally, and it seems like a lot of people in chat would too. Great bang for your buck. Yeah. Because it always kind of comes down to that. There's always going to be games that your game is kind of compared to. You definitely got a lot of inspiration from that, but it's more down to the lines of what are the differences and how does that change my perception of value? And for me, it's offline. I can play this anytime that I want to. I don't have to worry about the servers being down. I don't have to worry about, any of that kind of stuff at all. I don't have to care. And I can just play it, and that for me is a big plus. If you put in local co-op, maybe we could have a community server and do something like that. That would be a really big plus for me. Like, there's all kinds of different stuff there that I wouldn't be able to get outside of this game. So I think you are providing quite a lot of. You've got the ideas of some really unique stuff there, and yeah, I think that'd be really good, man. And I don't know how deep this goes, but it's starting to look like, oh god, Terraria deep. So. So there's that as well. Just like, this is going to be like a really deep and interesting, complex endgame, especially with randomized dungeons. That seems rad, man.
Yeah, it will definitely be bigger than what is in the demo, and like I said, it will get a bit deeper with the mobs and everything. But yeah, I think the general gameplay loop is basically grinding skills. But like I said, with the order system, I do want to have the grinding. At least it would be an option to have it a bit less grindy and a bit more varied. To go get orders from NPCs, which will give you specifics of what they want, so that you change around what you are grinding, like what items you're making.
Yeah, I did see there was an NPC that would buy things for me, but he was like very specific items. So like you can't just
Yes,
mill a million
there is
daggers and then do it,
one.
right?
There is actually an NPC very close to where you're at, a bit to the east, who will buy everything, but for like half the price of what the specialized shopkeepers will buy from you.
Okay, so
And
it's
the
not.
full release, there will also be people who buy equipment from you, um, but they're not in the demo yet. So for equipment in the demo, you can only sell it to this guy for now.
Do you have any ideas on, say, seasonal events? I see you have the Christmas tree here. But do you have ideas on, like, maybe making that into something like community events or anything like that?
Not yet. It's a possibility as well, but for now it's just like you saw the Christmas trees. Some shelves also have kind of like presents, and it would be nice to have it for other events as well, like Easter and Halloween. But
That's
we'll
cool.
see about anything else, any ideas in the future, all possibilities.
I've done it. I've become a complete badass. It's happened.
Very nice.
My accuracy is plus 24. Because I have
Yes,
a copper
although
rule.
it has a slower attack rate.
It's fine
So
with
that
me.
will be better for for higher defense mobs.
Or one-hitting dudes.
Or that.
All you need is one, chat. All you need is one. Alright, let's see. It's gonna blow through all of this real fast. And then I'm gonna go fight. I want to see what it's like with this. So the different weapons actually have different speeds. Is that listed anywhere on my character that I can find? I guess the attack rate?
And
that what it is?
yes, attack rate, that's what it is.
So a higher value
Which-
is a slower weapon.
Yes, which might be confusing, but it's actually not easy to make it not confusing, because if you make it the other way around, it might still be confusing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because
I
that was the
believe
thing.
that
is like,
number is the amount of ticks it takes, and a tick in this case, in this game, is 1/4 of a second.
okay. So in this case, it's every 3 seconds we actually get to do an attack, and this one is every 2 seconds, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting that the power goes down from that. I'm gonna go kill a bat with this. Oh, we got ads. Gotta wait for that. Can this game be played on a foot pedal? You goblin. The way that I got to 99 agility was I used a foot pedal, and I just
Really?
played. Yeah, I just played with a foot pedal all day, every day, like 16 hours a day.
How
In,
does that work? Do you still have to move the mouse?
No, you don't. So you know Brimhaven? Is it Brimhaven? I think is what it's called. The underground arena.
Yes, I've done it very, very little, probably to get the achievement diary task, and that's it.
You know the spike traps you can jump over?
You just jumped on the spike traps forever.
Yep, but if you click off the screen in the same spot every time, your character goes back and forth over it. So I just sat there and I just hit the foot pedal 16 hours a day. and I
And that
recorded.
is like
Yeah.
pretty sure it's low XP rates, right?
Oh, it's super slow, dude. Like it's
Yeah.
24 per like 3 seconds or something stupid. Like it was really low, but I got it all the way to 99, and then I cataloged the whole thing. I was showing it up on stream. I blew through a foot pedal, and I had to buy a second one because it broke the foot pedal.
So I think the question, what is wrong with you, makes even more sense
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah, people were coming into chat too. They were like, "Why are you shaking?" And I'm like, I'm playing RuneScape. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I'd be like, oh, "Here's the laptop, here's the foot pedal." And they're just like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?"
To be fair, doing it while streaming makes sense, like no XP
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah, no XP waste. And I was dueling against my friend Winky to see who could get there first, and we were both doing it. So we were both using the foot pedal, which is super funny. Oh god. You don't need a fast attack speed if you hit the enemy and kill them in one hit. But I'm definitely not killing the enemy in one hit.
I think you just need to train a bit the combat stats a bit higher up, and you will be.
Did you just tell me to get good? Because fair.
Basically.
Oh, tick manipulate. Yeah, we gotta tick manipulate. That's how we gotta do it, dude. That's the way. So you said that you made all the pixel art for all of this. How many assets in total do you think you've made at this point? Because it seems like hundreds and hundreds, you know?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's definitely up in the thousands, because items only, there's already over 1,000 items. But then NPCs and mobs are the worst, because they need like either 16 sprites each, because there's the movement, there's the attack, there's the dying animations, and each animation is like 4 sprites. So there's a lot. I don't know the numbers, just I know it's a lot.
So you're releasing 10,000 more monsters. Got it. It seems like a massive amount, dude. Like, it really does. Oh, I could just wreck these. The faster attack speed is definitely good feeling.
Yeah, especially for the low-level mobs, it will be the better choice.
And you said that higher level enemies have much more defense, so that's when the big attack comes through. So the combat system's quite deep. Nice. If he's using Unity, I wouldn't mind giving him some assets for free to support him make this game faster. Yeah, that's actually interesting. Is this something that you want to make every asset for you know, for the whole game for yourself, or do you want to use, like, do you want community members or people working with you?
Yeah, I'm not even sure about it yet. So for now, it's a nice feeling that every single pixel on the screen I drew. So that's also nice. On the other hand, it's possible in the future I might get third-party art to improve the quality, but I'm still not sure about it, because right now it's there's something nice about the fact that I drew it all myself.
It's a feeling thing. I understand completely.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's like my pet project, like my dream project. So
it's your weird baby, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, I understand. 100% understand that. I think I've got style in that, dude. I've got so much gear. Nice.
Full
I built it
copper.
all. Full copper. I could take out a dragon, right? Right?
Maybe not yet.
Oh, okay.
Soon.
Damn. Yeah, time to fight the end game, guys. Max copper gear, easy. Yeah, you were saying, did you say it was your brother that made the music?
No, I made the music as well.
Oh, you made the music. Sorry. Who was it?
Yes.
Did you work with somebody else on any of this stuff at all? Or was it all you?
No, basically all me. Like,
think it was-
the only thing is the sound effects
That's
I
what it
got
was.
from like internet sources.
I think I was
like-
remembering a conversation from earlier today and merging it into this. That means I've been streaming a good amount of time. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, no, for sound effects for that. So with all of these sound effects, you didn't build these. You got a lot of them off of online sources for that
Yes.
stuff. But you made all the music.
The music, yes, because from YouTube, my YouTube work, I started originally making notebook songs on Minecraft, and that's ended up, that was how I learned music, basically, and after that I made a few of my original songs, so I know enough about music that I could make the music in this game as well.
That's really nice because it's got that kind of like nice sort of chill, forget how long you've been playing the game for. You know, like I didn't even realize. I just looked down and we've been doing this for 2 hours now. And the music is that kind of like chill, slow burn. You don't really think about how long you've been playing and it just feels nice. So I think you've done a really good job with it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the idea. Basically chill music with a bit different themes depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah.
It uses basic sound font instruments also to have I wanted to sound simple and chill, basically. That's the idea.
Yeah, and there's a lot of little things that you did in there too. Like you can see the particle effects every time you actually complete a cooking, and you make the sound go off for that when it actually completes for that. I did notice you don't have a
that
fail.
particle is when you get an item, actually. So
Oh, is that what it is?
yes, as I realized I was playing, sometimes you don't get enough feedback that you got an item, so I added that sound effect and the particle.
I guess it makes sense because you're receiving an item for crafting it. It feels good to get that. Like
Yeah.
100% does. I am interested. There's no fail state for crafting, it seems, and that's something that I'm used to from like other types of games, like RuneScape, where you go to craft and you make burnt food. Is there a reason you decided not to have a fail chance on crafting any types of items, especially with cooking?
Yeah, there actually kind of is a fail chance, but the fail is just nothing happens and you try again. So as you level
Oh.
up, you actually start cooking faster because there will be less of those fail chances.
So there's no
But
item destruction kind of a thing.
yeah, I didn't want item destruction. I kind of don't like it. Even like the burnt food in RuneScape, I don't particularly like it.
You hear that, burnt food hoarders? Nothing of that in Copperfell. That's right. It's one of the funniest things on the planet. These people with hordes of burnt food. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like 100k burnt shrimps.
I was like, why? Like, why do you do that? And they're like, I need it. This is my personality now. I need it all. Can you not sell the shops for GP? You can. There was one that he was saying that is off to the side that you can sell stuff to for half as much, but I've been throwing it on the ground because I'm a bastard, basically. I'm just like a dirty slug that is crafting and gaining skills and then throwing it all on the ground.
You could always bank it as well.
I could, but that would require EXP waste, and we can't allow that. Littering is the only way. I think this is fantastic, though, and I think the level of effort that you've portrayed here in creating it so far is incredibly impressive. And I can't wait to see what you build out of this, dude. I really can't. I love the idea of co-op. I think that's quite cool. And I love the price point, too. I think that you'd be well within the price range of something that makes sense in terms of pricing for people, especially right now in the economy. If you're doing it at $10 or less, that's wild.
Thank you. That's the idea. I just want to get players to play the game more than anything. So I think it's good. And thank you for the comments, both you and the chat. It's all been very positive and nice.
Yeah, no, everybody's been really awesome, to be honest with you. So, thank you guys. He's gonna yell at me? I will. I'll do it. I don't even know why, but you brought it up, so now I have to. Yeah, no, this actually feels really good. All right, well, we're almost at time, but is there anything you want to leave the community with? Anything you want to say to them? Anything at all? Whatever you want. Plug it.
Mostly it's just that it's been a very fun stream to watch. It's just been very nice. All the positivity and all the feedback, and even just people coming to the Discord. If anyone else wants to join the Discord, there's already been a few that joined from the stream, which I really appreciate. Any feedback, editing, I'm always welcome. And it was just very nice, and I really enjoyed even watching you play the stream, even with that bug at the beginning, which is a new bug that I haven't ever had anyone report yet, so I'll go to debug it next, right after this. I actually have to see how that happened, I'm still not sure.
Thankfully you got a video, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was just really nice, and I thanks a lot, and I appreciate what you're doing, not just with this game, but obviously the whole Indiecember. I think it's just a really nice thing that will help these indie devs.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I really wanted to do this because, like, I've just been talking to so many other devs, and it's like we have a huge community here. Let's do something that's really cool for the indie scene, you know, and the biggest barrier for indies breaking out is money. It's expensive, so doing it for free, it's fun for us, it's fun for the community, it's great for the devs, like everybody wins, you know. Yeah, you love how nice and sweet all the devs are. You find very quickly that a lot of people who make things just want to be creative, and they just want you to be creative too. It's very rare that it's like, I'm doing it for money. It's like, no, I made this weird thing. Would you like to see the weird thing that I made? You know, and you'll find that a lot in indie, a lot that you never see in AAA. So it's very refreshing, I think, overall. And this is refreshing. It's cool to see. And the fact that you made all of these assets is incredible. Actually incredible.
Thanks a lot for that and all the comments, like I said.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, this was kind of like a game, like you said, I just wanted to make it, and here it is.
Yeah, wanted to make it, and then you did it every day forever. That's how
Yeah,
it goes, dude.
basically.
I know this feel. Well, you have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for coming on, and thanks for showing us your game, man.
You too, and thanks a lot for having me and for having the stream. It was very, very cool.
Cool. Thank you. See you around.
See you. Have a good day.